Community schools is a tremendous partnership for us. The power of it really is in the networking across the community as well as across the Lehigh Valley with the partners who help us.
Collaboration is key in all things. We cannot do any of this work alone. The work that needs to be done to improve our communities is expansive.
The community school coordinators, they're really there to find out what they need and connect the families and the kids with resources.
Whether it's food insecurity, housing insecurity, or access to public health services, the ability of a community school to reach out into the community, provide support, is a significant step in that student being able to access their education.
It is incredible that we are celebrating 20 years of leading community schools here in the Greater Lehigh Valley. This movement started with 2 schools back in 2005, and here we are at 34 schools across 5 school districts, impacting nearly 20,000 students.
I was able to be at the launch of Paxton as a community school. I felt like that day was full of possibility of what the future could bring. And now 20 years later, it's great to see that it has improved lives and it's really making a difference.
When I first started at Lehigh 25 years ago, the very first meeting I attended was about community schools, and it was about the idea of this revolutionary model. And then seeing the work now 20 years later with strong investment, strong partnerships across the entire Lehigh Valley has made a huge difference.
There are so many things that need to happen to have an impact on the students and the districts and our community. We know there's nobody better than the United Way to have that impact.
They're always one step ahead of what the kids need. They bring the kids into the conversation to say, what would make you more successful, or what would make your family more successful in the learning environment.
There are parents who wouldn't traditionally come out to the schools there and engaged, and it is because of the structure that has been provided through the community school model.
Seeing our students achieve better academically, seeing our truancy rate go down, it's transforming the educational process, not just helping students learn, but breaking down those barriers to make sure that they're achieving their ultimate success.
Collaboration is the heartbeat of a successful community school. When we all come together and we pool our collective efforts and our resources, we can create a lasting, impactful change that is far more meaningful than any one individual could.
What sets community schools apart from other schools is the commitment by our teams. The United Way teams and the community school coordinators, the family development specialists, and the activities and after-school coordinators. They are from the community and they are connecting the community.
By putting a community school coordinator in a school right alongside of the principal to handle whatever comes up in the community that is in the way of students and families engaging in the school, that community school strategy makes it much more possible that the kids can focus on their learning and be successful.
Most of them have food pantries, they have clothing, closets that you can go and grab what you need. They have the social support that students may need in terms of housing and food access.
Schools and communities have limited resources, so those partnerships and connections make a huge difference in being able to provide supports for families and students in the school at large.
The community schools have done a really great job of choosing partners who care and inviting them into the fold and making them feel like they're a piece of this work.
Our name is Northampton Community College, so community is our middle name, and the work that the community school initiative does kind of fits right into our mission. Students are transitioning from a K-12 environment to a post-secondary experience, whether it be community college or something else. So having all those different perspectives involved in how we kind of address the whole student is important.
What's really important about Capital Blue Cross and the partnership with community schools is how we see it continuing to get better and better. We see the impact that's happened in the past few years, but knowing what's going to happen by our continued involvement and partnership, that's probably the most exciting part about it, that the impact that will happen for the students and the communities that they serve.
Every time a PPL employee walks through the doors of Hayes Elementary, they are so deeply impacted and grateful to be around students, and they learn as much from these students as the students learn from them.
It feels very vibrant inside. It's focused on learning, focused on continuing to thrive and succeed.
My big hope for community schools would be that every school could eventually be a community school, that everyone has that person that's there to really take a look at the school holistically and say, here are the things our kiddos and families need to be most successful, and to bring that to reality.
Thank you to all of our partners, educator friends, our corporate community, our higher ed partners, our students and families, school leaders and staff, legislators and elected officials. We could not have gotten to 20 successful years without every single one of you.